Hey, I'm Kyle Bailey. I'm with Roofer Rocket Marketing, where I help roofers make their websites and marketing and their life better. Today, we're talking about this is a series I'm doing on how to check your site health. So, you're checking the health of your website. So, I'm going to show you a trick you can use to look at how Google looks at your website. Now, what we're looking at is what pages are indexed. Okay. Now, you might say, why is this important in the age of AI? Because AI is more and more adopting Google's best practices, and what AI is getting very good at now is crawling the web. When they do that, they're crawling Google. So I can go in. I've built a skill. You can ask for it, and I'll send it to you down in the comments. And I built a skill to go out and look at what pages are indexed on a website. And so it goes out and actually crawls Google to find that out because Google is the most consistent indexing source. So this is really important, and this is a very easy way that you can check what pages are being indexed. You can also see things that are indexed that you might not want indexed. Now, I'm not going to use a site that I'm working on. I'm showing this to you because anybody can do this. You can do it on any website. You can do it to check out your competitor's website. So you can check out what all they have going on and what's being indexed on their site. So let's get started. I'm just going to jump in here on a random roofing company in Chicago. We're going to go to their website. If my computer will cooperate, we're going to go to their website. Open this in a new tab. Let's see, let me close some of these. Great. So I'm going to duplicate this because I like to, when I'm doing a website audit, I always like to keep the original site open. You can do this any way you want to, but this is what I like to do. So I like to have the website open. If it's your own website, what I would recommend is that you log into the backend so that you can make edits on the website as you're observing things, and then duplicate it, set up a second tab, and this is the tab you're going to execute the index check on. So how you do it is you're going to highlight the URL. Again, my computer's acting kind of slow today. I've actually got Claude doing some stuff in the background. I think it's slowing it down. So here's where you want to go. Highlight the URL, hit the left arrow key. When you do that, it's going to end up right at the beginning of the words in your URL. So it'll be post the HTTPS, and if you do www, it'll be post that as well. So now that your cursor is there at the left of the words in your URL, you want to hit shift and then up arrow. That will highlight everything to the left of the words in your URL, and then type in the word site : when you hit enter, that this website has indexed in Google. It does not mean every page that's on the website. And that's important because what you actually want to understand is what Google is indexing. And this will tell you that. And that means all the other pages, like all your shiny new blog posts, if they are not in the index, that means you've got work to do. You got to figure out what you need to do to get those pages to index, because Google has, usually you can look in Google Search Console. I'll do another video on that. But you can look in Google Search Console under crawled, not indexed, and that will show you all the pages that Google has looked at and just said, hey, we're not going to index this. It's not good enough. But for this, let's take a look at this real quick. So there's the home page. The very second page, Google tends to render these pages in order of the most relevant. So it's noteworthy that the second most relevant page is attic repair, not roofing, not roof repair, not roofing company, not roofing contractor. And actually, you're 5 units down before you get to a roofing page. And then you've only got, okay, so the last 4 are all roofing. But that's a warning sign. What Google is telling you is, hey, your roofing pages are not relevant enough for me to return these as the most relevant pages. You've got your blog, patio service, and attic repair that are all showing as more relevant. So you've got some work to do. You may need to work on those pages, open them up, audit them. I will do another video on the audit process and talk about how to audit a page to make it more relevant to Google. But for right now, we'll just go into our second page. I did want to say something about, oh yeah, Shingles Roofing Contractor. I don't know why they're using that title tag. Shingles roofing contractor. That could be the way the keyword sits on the page. Let's actually check this out real fast. So in the keyword research, that might be the keyword. Even if it is, I don't want to use, I think this might just be a non-English speaker who set this up. Because trusted shingle roofers contractor in Chicago, Illinois is not. Nobody says it that way. So let me look at their actual title tag. Waiting on my computer. I've been waiting. Okay, yeah, so this is interesting. This is a very important thing to understand. Google deprecated the second part of their title tag. I believe probably because they have it on every single page. The old way, this is probably about 10 years ago, the old way was to put your brand, it's called branded search, put your brand on the end of every keyword because it was thought that that would increase your brand presence. It's arguable whether that worked back then. It definitely does not work now. So you're wasting keyword space if you stuff your title tag with your business name, okay? Or if they're putting this keyword on every one. In any case, Google removed that from the display because if we go back here, we can see that on this page, let's see where we at. Here we are. Shingles roofing contractor is what showed up, right? Now you can see that their URL extension there is Shingles Roofing. I don't know if you can read that on the video, but if we go to the page, we can see it. Yeah, right up here, Shingles Roofing. I don't know. I would have to see the keyword research for it to see Shingles Roofing. If that is somehow more relevant than shingle roofing or shingle roof contractor, something like that, then you've got it here, Shingles Roofs Installation. That's bad news bears. Because you're opening up your sentence with a very clunky, incorrect, grammatically incorrect phrase. We're kind of diving off into the weeds here a little bit, but I think anything that helps you with conversion helps you. And so just as a general principle, you want to check the grammar on your page always because you don't want to put any hurdle there in front of your reader to cause them not to interact with you. You have so few web visits now because of AI. Every one you get is gold. You need to make sure everything is like straight up with how you're talking to them. All right, so let's get back into this. The main point I want to make with the title tag is make sure that everything in the title tag makes sense, that it's as grammatically correct as possible. Occasionally a keyword is so important and it's misspelled the way it's input that you have to use a misspelling, but that's the rarity. So the second part of that point is to understand that Google now is in the practice of rearranging your title tags and your meta descriptions. They may create their own meta description with AI. So regularly you want to check let's actually check their description here against what they've, okay. Chicago Roofing Company are shingles roof installation, repair, replacement experts, 20 plus years. Okay, now let's look at what's in the index. Yeah, okay, so they use their meta description in this case, but the more you check what's in the index, and particular to keyword research, okay, you're going to see that Google is replacing meta descriptions. So some SEOs are now talking about not even inputting a meta description because they just want to let Google supply their own with AI. That will be your decision. You can do whatever you want, do your research, and you'll see what to do. But I just want to let you know that that is out there. So put in a good meta description, but test it for a while. And if Google keeps replacing them, which I think is going to be the trend, then it may be a good practice to start skipping. All right, let's get on down in here. Let's go to page 2. Actually, I want to check something real fast. These guys are Chicago Roofing Company. Yeah, they're number 1. Okay, so roofing a pergola. Yeah, so they're number 1 organically. So they're doing something right. They got here somehow. So now let's check page 2. We're not on page 2. Commercial roofing contractor in Chicago, Illinois. Cedar Shake roofing contractor. Attic insulation, repair and installation. I feel like I just saw that. Skylight vent repair. Roof and flashback and cracks. Now here's the blog again. And a blog again. That's interesting. Do these have the same URL? Oh, this is pagination. They've got pagination that's indexing. You can set, I believe you can set your pagination on your website to index or not index. I would have to see the case. It's probably case by case. If you've got a really robust SEO system on your website, it may be worth indexing your pagination. If you don't know what this is, don't worry about it. So far, everything I'm seeing is good. What you don't want to see in here are like Elementor objects or random things. Like when you build your website, there are stock elements that come with it, like stock pictures, and those pictures will be titled. So we just launched a website and we didn't do a good job of scrubbing those. So when we launched it, some pages got indexed that were like Furniture Maker, which was just a standard part of the website template. My customer was not a furniture maker. Fortunately, we caught it, but just in our process, we have to be more robust than that. But you will find pieces out there, maybe old pictures that are titled weird, or just you'll have pictures that just have like numbers as titles, and they get indexed because the settings on the back end of your website are telling Google to index them. So this is a good way to clean up any kind of trash on your website that's getting indexed. That you don't want to take up the index with anything that isn't going to make you money. That's kind of what it boils down to. All right. So now let's look at page 3. Okay, what I like about this site is everything that is indexed is useful. So that's a good sign. Let's go check that attic thing again. Let's see if they're the same page. Attic repair. Okay. So attic repair and installation. This is attic /attic. Attic installation, repair and installation. Attic /installation. Okay. All right. So here's another tip. I know we keep diving off into the weeds, but when you separate your pages into sections like this, each section is, in my opinion, it's best to be a keyword. So instead of attic isn't a keyword. Attic what? The fact that they exist, that they have attics. You want attic installation or attic repair. I would just make this attic installation instead of dividing it into two different subfolders, because now, if you do, if you have a location page, you could put your location page under attic installation if you wanted to. But now you're already 3 clicks away from the home page. You never want to be more than 3 clicks away from the home page. So now you've got one more division between the last page that you're actually wanting to get in front of your customers. So in general, I want to go ahead and wrap this up. This video is already 13 minutes long. So in general, this video is to show you how to check the health of your website based on this index search. Okay, you're searching what is indexed on Google, and the way we're doing that is we're inputting our URL, then we're chopping off the front of it and inserting the word site : Easy way to think about this is site : and then the words in your URL. So if your URL is bobsroofing.com, you want to chop off the HTTPS and the www, and you want to put site : bobsroofing.com. And you're telling Google, hey Google, tell me everything you have indexed for that. So I hope this helps you. This is a great way to check the health of your website, see what's indexed out there, see what's not indexed out there. We do these regularly. I'll probably do this at least once a week for each client. That way I can just get an overall sense of how things are going and what's being indexed out there. And that tells me what work we need to do on the rest of the website. Hope this helps you. If you have any questions, you can check out my website, rooferrocketmarketing.com. You can get a hold of me there, or you can ask questions down in the comments. And if you'd like that Claude skill, I can send that over to you. Just give me a shout. Just put Claude skill in the comment. Have a great day.